Well, the fans now beginning to file out onto Highway 1. You see it there towards the top of your screen. U.S. Route 13 is over towards the left of your screen there, heading up towards Philadelphia and the Wilmington, Delaware area. Take a while, but 107,000 folks expect to spend a little time in traffic. Some of the drivers getting away as quickly as they can. Steve Park trying to stay off that leg by hopping a ride on the nearest golf cart. The war wagons going towards the garage, and so too the car of the third place finisher, Jeff Gordon. Don't forget, folks, Friday night, mark it down, next Friday night, Buddy and I and the whole crew will be on hand at the Texas Motor Speedway. It's the same track, you know, Bruton's track there in Texas, that has been broken up, redesigned, repaved. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be running there in the Pronto Auto Parts 400K next Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock local time there in Texas. A challenging mile-and-a-half track, but you know, you don't know how challenging because it's been totally redone since we saw it a couple months ago.
Eli, they changed the corners a lot like Charlotte. It should be faster than last year. The trucks ran 175 miles an hour in qualifying there. Going to be a great race. We want everybody to tune in and see what these guys can do. They are great drivers.
Going to bring your cowboy boots?
Yeah, that'll be worth seeing, folks. We're going to get a hat on Eli Gold.
Yeah, I don't wear hats very often. If we can find one.
I can loan you one.
Yeah, thanks.
Got several.
Yeah. Let's go and hear from someone who has a bit more sense to him, Bobby Labonte.
Okay, Eli, and he was just getting some critiques from his 4-year-old son, Tyler. How do you say you did, Dad?
He said I was sweating. I tell you what, the Interstate Pontiac ran good today. Started in 36, came back to finish 4th, and, you know, picked up a spot there at the end when Mark had to pit, of course. But, you know, car ran great. The last 2 stops were probably not as good as the time before the track changed or whatever, and our car was a little too tight then and couldn't get it loosened up. But, you know, overall, the guys did a great job. You know, it's a hard-fought race today, and to come back from 36 was awful good for them.
Bobby, we talked at the top of the broadcast about a new tire compound. Goodyear had tested a brand-new tire. How did it hold up for 400 miles?
It held up great. You know, it just, when we got here, we were thrown for a loop because we weren't ready for it, but our car was too sticky on it, but, you know, grabbed the racetrack too much and was bogging it down. But, you know, overall, I guess it seemed like a good tire. Can't say nothing wrong with it. We finished the race on it, and our car ran good most of the day. And, you know, I shouldn't say it ran great all day, but ran better 2 parts of the day, or some of the day than it did there at the end. But the guys did a great job. We started off really bad on Friday. We didn't make the top 25, and then we were the last car in the field. And to come from that far back on a racetrack like this is awful tough. And they did a great job. They worked hard all week long trying to get it better and better.
Good run.
Thanks.
Bobby Labonte, who on the unofficial numbers right now is showing up in the 8th spot. And, of course, he was lapped on the racetrack back shortly before the day was done. Fans heading on home, a record crowd here at Dennis McGlynn's beautiful Dover Downs. Boy, and how this racetrack has grown up. Remember, Dick, first time it came here, in my instance, back in 1976. And they had like 20-some-odd thousand seats here, and very honestly, not all of them were filled that day.
They really weren't, and who ever would have imagined that Winston Cup racing would get so huge that you could put 107,000 people here and still thousands more wanting to come in?
I've got to think the kudos of the day may have to go to Buckshot Jones. Second ever NASCAR Winston Cup race, first one here. And there's Buckshot, looks fairly fresh, and he's got 7th place tucked away. How about it?
Oh, yeah, he does look pretty fresh. And the first thing I want to say, Buckshot, is congratulations. Second thing is, did you think that thing was ever going to end?
No, I didn't on actually the second part, but that Circuit City Monte Carlo went great all day. We were just a little bit too tight there at the end and couldn't, you know, turn coming off. But, you know, to finish 8th, heck, I'll take that. But I tell you, 400 laps is a lot different than 200 laps here at Dover. It wears you out pretty good.
Well, you did a great job in the car. You kept the car up in the top 10, top 12 all day long. That's got to be a big confidence booster for you in this division and for this race team that's been struggling.
Well, you know, it makes your job easier to driver, you know, when the crew gets the car set up good. And, you know, I would have hated to have been out there and my car had been in ill handling, so I don't think I would have made it through the whole race. But, you know, hats off to these guys. They did a great job. They're the ones that, you know, got us up there to finish 8th. I just had to the gas and turn left.
Well, now you got another doubleheader weekend coming up next weekend. You're going to go home and do a little working out. Maybe you're going to rest all week.
I'm probably going to need to rest up all week and recover from today. But No, I don't think it'll be as bad up there at Richmond since it's going to be at night, but we're ready to go.
Then after that, I understand you guys are going to run at Pocono as well. Original plans were for you to run your own car there.
Right. We're going to go test up there Monday and Tuesday, and we are going to run our own car, the Pontiac, Aquafresh Pontiac. So I don't know, it's going to be kind of different up there. Pocono's a little bit different, I guess, than anything you run. We need as much experience as we can get in these cars.
Well, you can hear he's leaving to go to Pocono to test tomorrow and Tuesday. There's no rest for the weary. There's long straightaways at Pocono. Hey, man, get a nap while you can.
All right. Look at Buckshot beside Glenn Jarrett there. He looks like he comes up to about your armpit, Glenn.
Looks like a jockey.
Well, I tell you what, he was a jockey today, and he did a darn fine job. This young man's got a bright future ahead of him. Everybody's proud of him. A lot of other people around here waiting to talk to him. But, again, congratulations. Good job. We'll see you next week.
And we will be with him also in Pocono on the 21st of June. That's our next NASCAR Winston Cup race here on TNN Motorsports. Been a nice day of racing. Real nice for Dale Jarrett. Led the last 7 miles. Sir, the race is over. We're back in a moment. TNN Motorsports live coverage from Dover Downs International Speedway in Delaware has been brought to you by Texaco. Texaco, a world of energy. By Miller Lite, who reminds you that whenever you feel good, it's Miller time. And by First Plus Financial. At First Plus, you don't need equity, you just need a home. Welcome back. You know, it's not often we're on the air an hour after a race ends. How quickly the grandstands clear. Normally we're already scattered ourselves at this point. I bet you there's not a grand total of 300 folks or so in the entire miles worth of grandstand anymore.
You want to know where they're at? Look just behind the grandstand.
They're in the parking lots waiting to get on home after enjoying the MBNA Platinum 400. Don't forget, as soon as we move aside, you've got Rick Benjamin and Matt Yoakum and Steve Burns, Bob Fry in Chicago with the NHRA guys. Race Day, a special post-race edition coming up as soon as we move aside here in about 2 minutes or so. Well, an interesting day. Gordon dominates, but today it was Jarrett who got the win. Don't forget, coming up after race day, NASCAR Garage. Chris McClure, Leslie Goodell, then Hot Rod TV at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then at 6 o'clock, the Fram Route 66 Nationals. The NHRA making their first ever visit to Chicago, Illinois. Dick Bergman, always a pleasure. In Pocono, Buddy Baker, we'll see you Friday night in Texas.
Yeehaw, ready.
For Buddy and for Dick Bergman, Glenn Jarrett, Matt Yoakum, Steve Burns, I'm Eli Gold, congratulating Dale Jarrett. Goodbye from Dover, Delaware.